Then, a few days later, Mr. Sow came over again. He came alone, by himself. He said, "This house has a spirit." He told the grandparents just like that. "This house has a spirit, it can't be sold." Then he left. He left, and this time, the two grandparents went into the house and said, "My God, why is that guy so strange? He keeps talking about a spirit in the house. This guy, he must be trying to trick us to get our money." That's what the grandparents said to each other, convinced that the man was trying to scam them for money. Then came the fourth time. That day, her mother had come to visit the two sisters. So, when Mr. Sow came over, he met the mother. Grandmother was sitting nearby. At that time, Mr. Sow said, "This house has a spirit, it can't be sold." This was 4 times now, everyone. He came this 4th time and said it again. Normally, her mother is also religious. Her mother rarely talks to people about spiritual matters. But for some reason, that day, when her mother heard Mr. Sow say, "This house has a spirit, it can't be sold," the mother asked, "Oh, so if there's a spirit, what do we do?" She asked just like that, "If there's a spirit, what do we do?" The grandmother nudged her mother's leg. As if to say, "Hey, why are you talking to him? Why ask him that? He'll just keep talking." The grandmother was afraid they were being scammed. So she nudged her mother's leg. Mr. Sow said, "Well, make an offering, what else? An offering will sell it?" When she heard Mr. Sow say that, the mother turned to look at her grandmother. She didn't say anything, just looked. Then she turned back to Mr. Sow and said, "Oh, so what kind of offering? Is it a big ceremony? Because, to be honest, my family is also religious. So, when it comes to offerings, my family doesn't know much. Is it a big, expensive ceremony? Because my family, we look like this, but we're having difficulties. We don't have money, because we can't sell the house, can't sell the land." He shook his head, everyone. He said, "The offering doesn't cost much, don't worry. But I guarantee that after the offering, the land will be sold immediately." So, on the day of the offering, Lily wasn't home because she had school that day. By the time she got back, the offering wasn't even finished. Lily said that after that 4th time Mr. Sow came and spoke with her mother, he left. This time, the grandmother scolded the mother, "Oh my God, why did you listen to him? What if he scams us and asks for a lot of money?" The mother said, "Let's just see. We already told him we don't have money, so if he asks for money, we won't pay." Then, when it was time for the offering, I thought they would have to buy something extravagant, thought it would cost a lot of money, but guess what they offered? Just a few small crabs. The moment Lily got home from school, walking her bike into the house, oh my God, the street, because her grandparents' land was right on the main road. And that tree, the tree I mentioned earlier, the one Mr. Sow kept staring at. That tree was right in front of the house. So when Mr. Sow performed the offering, Troy, people crowded around to watch. So much so that people who were just passing by, driving by, people who weren't even from the area, they saw something strange and had to stop and look. Do you know how he made the offering? He offered a tray, on it were a few small crabs, everyone. Small crabs, okay, and a few glasses of water. Then Mr. Sow went into the middle of the street, everyone, where the cars drive. He went into the middle of the street, and he knelt, facing the house, towards the tree, and he bowed. He made the offering, he went into the middle of the street, knelt, and bowed towards the house. Troy, people gathered, so many watching. And they were all whispering to each other, "Oh my God, what is this group doing? What are they doing that's so nonsensical?" Everyone was whispering that it was ridiculous. Because, usually, when you make an offering, think about it. You offer, if not a full, proper meal, then at least fruit, at least some cakes. But this time, he only offered small crabs. A whole tray of small crabs, and a few glasses of water. And whole tray sounds big, but really it was just a few crabs. See? So everyone who looked said, "Oh my God, what is this group inventing? What kind of nonsense is this? So ridiculous." But after the offering was finished, exactly 2 weeks later, the land was sold. And do you know who bought it? It was that rich lady, the one who bought the land across the street from Mrs. High. She had hired workers and masters to come and tear down Mrs. High's house. She had already bought it. I don't know if the papers were finished, but she had paid the money, and Mrs. High had moved out. So, that empty lot, she called workers to come and demolish it, and then she was going to build something. So, the day she called the people over, she looked across. This was 2 weeks after Mr. Sow's offering. She looked across, saw the grandparents' land, and suddenly remembered the land. "Oh, my God, this piece of land is so beautiful. Why didn't I buy it?" She came over and asked to buy it right away, everyone. And she asked to buy it at a high price, not a low price. She asked to buy it at a high price. Troy, at that time, the grandparents were so happy to sell it to her. And after that, she bought the land. Do you know what she did with it? She didn't build a house. Her house was built over there. This side, she made it into a garage for her car. So, when they sold the land for such a high price, the grandparents, oh my God, they were overjoyed. After that, they went to find Mr. Sao. But the person in the neighborhood, the neighbor lady, said, "Oh, Sao went back to central Vietnam. He went back to work." They said, "Well, give us his address so we can send him money." The neighbor called Mr. Sao and said, "Hey, the family from the house you helped with the offering, they want to reward you. Will you take the money?" He absolutely refused, everyone. Whether they offered a little or a lot, he wouldn't take it. He just did it as a good deed. At that time, everyone was very curious. They asked, "How is Mr. Sao so skilled? Looking at him, he just seems like a normal laborer. But how is he so skilled that he makes one offering, and 2 weeks later, the house is sold?" The neighbor then explained that Mr. Sao is just a distant cousin, not even a close relative. And this man used to be normal. Then suddenly, he started getting headaches, everyone. He had headaches. She said that Mr. Sao's family took him everywhere. They took him to the hospital for checkups, to x-ray his head. But the medicine the doctors gave him didn't work. No matter what treatment he got, it didn't work. And then, suddenly, he just knew how to see things for people. And he sees very well. But the strange thing is, for example, if he meets someone he has a predestined connection with, he will get a headache. It means that person is having a problem. He gets a headache, and only when he finishes helping that person will his headache stop. So, that explains why he kept coming over to see the grandparents, saying, "The house has a spirit, how can it be sold?" He kept saying it, and on the 4th time, her mother finally asked, and he helped with the offering. So, if he meets someone and doesn't help them, he'll get a headache. But if he helps them and then accepts money, he will get a headache. That's why he has never taken money. Taking money gives him a headache, it torments him. So he doesn't take money. No matter who gives, he doesn't take it. As a result, Mr. Sao just has enough to eat, working to support himself. He doesn't make a living as a shaman or a ritual master, everyone. So, later on, this Mr. Sao, in the grandmother's old neighborhood, everyone, every time they saw him come back to visit his cousin, everyone would go over to ask him to see for them. But he wouldn't see for just anyone. You had to have a connection for him to see. So, her mother said, "Oh my goodness, every time I meet Mr. Sao." There was one time, because her mother, among all the grandparents' children, her mother was the poorest. She married the poorest husband, so her siblings looked down on her a lot. So when Mr. Sao met her mother, later on, because every time they heard Mr. Sao was in Saigon, they would go visit him, so they became close over time. So when her mother came over, he said. He called her Mai, an informal you. "Don't you worry. In the future, you won't be poor. Later on, you will be the most prosperous of all your siblings. You'll be the richest. As for your daughter, that's little Lily, she'll marry a rich husband later. But that girl, she's also capable. She can also work to earn money, to take care of herself. But the thing is, that girl won't rise to a high position. For example, if she works, she just earns 10 pocket money. Like, just earning, for fun. But really, her husband will take care of her. She'll marry someone very rich." He used to tell her mother things like that, and truly, it was exactly like that, everyone. Later on, Lily's parents' business improved. As for Lily, although she also worked, right when it was time for a promotion, Lily would get pregnant. So the company didn't promote Lily or transfer her to another department. Lily just worked 10. But Lily is very well off, because Lily's husband is very rich, everyone. Even the car Lily drives is nicer than her boss's. So, it's confirmed, it was exactly as Mr. Sao said. So, that is the first story for today. Because the story she sent was quite long, so I'm splitting it up. I'll tell one part each day, okay? So, this is the first story.